Good morning, and welcome. Welcome to this place where, challenged by our liberating faith, we discover deeper spiritual meanings, nurture loving community, cultivate courageous connections, and partner in the work of justice. Welcome to those here in this room and those watching beyond, whether now or another time. And welcome to all of those into this new year and this time of gathering. I'm Reverend Amanda Weatherspoon, and what a joy it is to be here together this morning. If you're wanting to know more about us or ways to get involved, you can reach out to our Director of Member Relations, Kelly Green. We also have large print orders of service, personal hearing assistance devices, an elevator available. There's also a hearing loop in our alternate worship space. And for those of all ages, we have coloring pages and fidgets. Please take good care of your mind, body, and spirit during our time together. There are just a couple of announcements that I would like to highlight for us this morning, but please be on the lookout for your weekly currents for a full listing of events, activities, and announcements. First of all, save the date for the UU Climate Justice Revival on February 22nd. Throughout this congregational year, UUs from across the country and beyond have been setting their hearts and their minds to climate justice, identifying and taking action where they can. The Climate Justice Revival will be just that, a revival, a time to gather our resources, wisdom, and spirits to rally around what we can do right here and right now, not only to face the realities of climate chaos, but to do it connected to a larger purpose and to one another. All are welcome to this all-ages event. We'll have food, all-ages activities, and more. So for more information, you can stop by the Green Faith Table in Freeman Hall or be on the lookout in Currents and in other ways. Also, Green Faith is hosting an open meeting after this service on January 26th. This will be to share more information about the Climate Justice Revival and ways that we can all get involved in local climate justice related issues. There are so many ways to get involved here at UUCC. And as we enter this new year and we find ourselves with an abundance of opportunities, we focus our sights on how we meet this moment. Let this be our time to show up and to live our values out loud, friends. It is good to be together.
Good morning. Good morning. I am Paula Gribble, Director of Lifespan Religious Education, and my pronouns are she, her. Today we're having a special celebration in this service brought to us from a UU child in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, where I used to serve. His name is Logan. We had a religious education class one day where we were exploring different stories of creation and how all over the world, and how the world was created and thought about all over the world by different people. The humanist scientific story of creation is the Big Bang, and Logan said this is what he believed, and since a lot of UUs also believe this, he wondered why we didn't celebrate this as a holiday about creation the way we do some others, just like we do Christmas or solstice. And when he told me that, I thought, Big Bang holiday? Why aren't we doing that? Why aren't UUs all over doing that? A happy birthday to the universe. So I am so proud to honor our children's voices and hold up their ideas. And so, like the universe, this holiday was born. We celebrated it every January after that when I was at the UU Church in Cherry Hill. And this is our second time doing it here. Like many other mysteries, we aren't totally sure when the universe began, so we've chosen to celebrate it in January with a new year. And here we are, happy Big Bang holiday. Join me in saying happy birthday to the universe. Happy birthday, universe. And we light the chalice this morning in honor of the birthday of the universe and for all of our places in it. As Neil deGrasse Tyson says, we are part of this universe. We are in this universe. But perhaps more important than both of those facts is that the universe is in us. Let us take a moment now to honor each of our parts in the universe by rising in body or spirit and greeting our neighbor. may be seated. So we celebrate today that we were all born with a bang. At night, we can look up the stars and see our own story. I invite you to reflect on the idea that you are star stuff and part of this great mystery as you hear this story. My dearest Earthling, you may not know me. We haven't talked before. I am the universe, and it's time for us to get to know each other. There are many stories about how everything came to be. This story is based on discoveries by Earthling scientists. As they learn more, the story will change. I can't wait to share with you what I know so far. So now, my dear Earthlings, make yourself comfortable and let's begin at the very beginning. Once, you were a tiny speck buried deep in the dark, but you couldn't stay small. You grew and grew until one day you were ready to leave the darkness. On that very special day, your birthday, you were born into the light. I too had a special day when I was born, but there was no light for me to be born into. Like you, I started as a tiny speck, about, give or take 13 billion years ago. I was smaller than a piece of dust under your bed. It's hard to imagine that I started out so small, but I did. And if you asked me where I came from, I would tell you that I don't know. It's the greatest of all mysteries. But there I was. Like you, I couldn't stay small. I was bursting with wild and dazzling dreams of galaxies, stars, and planets in radiant colors, bright yellow, molten red, piercing blue. Oh, how I wanted my dreams to happen. But how could they? How could you happen? And then I suddenly realized I could be the things in my dreams. I could explode in a giant star, grow green in a thin blade of grass, roar like a lion and purr as a kitten, feeling feelings like love and sadness and wonder. Ah, yes, it began to dawn on me. Everything would have to come out of me. There was no other way, and everything would be me. But I wondered, what would I become? Worms with wings? Foxes with fins? Tulips with toes? Boulders with brains. I was puzzled. What forms would I like best? I didn't know. What if I tried and I ended up making a big mess? Even though I was just a tiny speck, I wanted to try. I burst into a grapefruit-sized fireball of a universe, packed with surging energy. It took only an instant. Space and time had just begun. I couldn't hold myself at grapefruit size anymore. I was really ready to go for it. In a flash, space exploded inside me with unimaginable power. Yes, I had turned energy into the very first things, tiny particles. Particles are the invisible bits of stuff that everything is made of. Then suddenly, another amazing thing happened. It might have been accidental, but I don't think so. I was just the right temperature for bunches of particles to join together, and when they joined together, they morphed into very different things. They were small, but very important things. They were kind of like Lego pieces, building blocks that I could use later to make bigger things. I had made my very first atoms. And then I stopped. I had enough basic bits of stuff to build myself into the universe you know today. And guess what? The number of these particles has stayed the same ever since. Everything, including your body, is made of those same particles that I made long, long ago. Of course, dear Earthling, my story, our story, doesn't end there. So much still had to happen before I could turn myself into you. But remember, I am always with you, my sweet Earthling. I will tell you a secret. I'm even closer than that. It's true. I am you, and you are Stardust.
Our reading this morning comes from Aaron Freeman. You want a physicist to speak at your funeral. You want a physicist to speak at your funeral. You want the physicist to talk to your grieving family about conservation of energy so they'll understand that your energy has not died. You want the physicist to remind your sobbing mother about the first law of thermodynamics, that no energy gets created in the universe and none is destroyed. You want your mother to know that all your energy, every vibration, every BTU of heat, every wave, every particle that was her beloved child remains with her in this world. You want the physicist to tell your weeping father that amid energies of the cosmos, you have as good as you've got. And at one point, you'd hope that the physicist would step down from the pulpit and walk to your broken-hearted spouse there in the pew and tell them that all the photons that ever bounced off your face, all the particles whose paths were interrupted by your smile, by the touch of your hair, hundreds of trillions of particles have raced off like children, their ways forever changed by you. And as your loved one rocks in the arms of a loving family member, may the physicist let her know that all the photons that bounced from you were gathered in the particle detectors that are in her eyes, that those photons created within her constellations of electromagnetically charged neurons whose energy will go on forever. And the physicist will remind the congregation of how much of all of our energy is given off as heat. There may be a few fanning themselves with their programs as he says it, and he'll tell them that the warmth that flowed through you in life is still here, still part of all that we are, even as who we mourn continue the heat of our own lives. And you'll want the physicist to explain to those who loved you that they need not have faith. Indeed, they should not have faith. In fact, let them know that they can measure, that scientists have measured precisely the conversation of energy and found it accurate, verifiable, and consistent across space and time. You can hope that your family will examine the evidence and satisfy themselves that the science is sound, and that they'll be comforted to know that your energy is still around. According to that law of conservation of energy, not a bit of you is gone. You're just less orderly.
Thank you, Scott. That was stunning. I'm Vivian Brenner, and I'm here to talk to you about stewardship. And we're grateful to our members who pledge their generous financial support and make regular contributions to sustain the work of our congregation. I've been a member for about 18 years. I think I'm losing count. One of the things that I really love about the UUCC is the sense of community that I have. I know so many people here, and some of them not so well, others better, but there's a real genuine warmth and caring and sense of community that means a lot to me. I value the focus on social justice, and I'm looking forward to our returning to that. And I value that I've grown so much here as a person since we joined. So we need money to keep going. As much as Amanda loves her job, she needs to be paid. For text donations, you can simply text GIVE to UUCC at 73256. You can see it on the screen here, followed by your gift amount, or follow the instructions on the screen. While the offering is collected, you're invited to come forward and drop a stone in the water honoring a milestone, concern, or a celebration. The ushers may now come forward to receive the offering.
In a world full of chaos where it feels like we are barreling towards the unknown, these spaces that we carve out for connection become more and more important. These times when we get to arrive and aspire and reach for that thing which pulls us together, these spaces where we get to bring it all, this is creation itself. And when we gather, we do so knowing that we bring with us a whole host of joys and sorrows, celebrations and concerns. This week, while so many of us were preparing for winter weather, people on the other side of the country were preparing to flee their homes to escape the devastating effects of the California wildfires. Our hearts are turned towards those who are facing this incredible destruction. We send the spirit of protection to those frontline defenders, including many inmates who are putting their lives on the line to contain those blazing fires. This is but one thing in the face of so much that this world is carrying right now, the ongoing disasters, the ongoing war zones. And as we anticipate the beginning of a new old chapter later this month with the upcoming inauguration, let us stay focused on the work that has always been at hand. The work of community care, of mutual aid, of showing up and not letting go of what matters the most to us. May we stay ever present to the spirit of life, which beckons us forward, which calls us into our deepest expression of our shared values. May it remind us that we do belong to a living tradition and that this tradition is alive within so many of us. May the Spirit give us strength as we find what makes us come to life, because that is what the world needs. And now, so please won't you join me in a moment of silence for all of the prayers of our hearts, shared and unshared, knowing that we are held in a greater love. Our prayer this morning comes from Reverend Alex Klingenberg, imperfectly divine. Spirit of life, earth and sea and sky, place of deep longing in my heart, find your way from silence to voice. Give me strength and courage to speak through my life, for I am a creature of the universe, small but infinite, a momentary body in the sea of life, and also the sea of life itself. I am a gathered bit of energy and one who gathers a creation and a creator. Let me not hold too tightly to one form and lose the other, for we are not form but process, ever changing and ever renewing. Help us see that we are neither the beginning nor the end, but something perfectly natural and imperfectly divine. Won't you please join me as we pray together, perhaps getting still in your body or your mind, closing your eyes or even lowering your gaze. Spirit of life and love, we call this presence into our midst, not as something outside of ourselves, not as a great puppeteer in the sky, but something made from all of us, for all of us, always brewing in our midst. May we extend our spirits to those in our lives that need our loving care. May we extend ourselves beyond what we can see, beyond what we know in this moment to those who need it the most. Our hearts are with all of those who are struggling, who are suffering, who have lost perhaps everything in their lives. Those who are still rebuilding right here in North Carolina, those across the world fleeing their homes or with no homes left, Spirit of life, we know that it is everywhere. But so are we. Just like our hearts and our minds can care about multiple things at once, we know that it is within the power of community that we can set our sights together and create real change and justice in this world. So as this year begins, and we move deeper into what it means to live in 2025, may we never forget that we are held in something greater, something created by each one of us and yet larger than all of us. May we hold that in our hearts in the days, weeks, and months ahead. May it be so. Blessed be.
We've been talking a lot about the universe and the stars. Oh, hi there. We've been talking a lot about the universe and the stars, but sometimes talking about it isn't enough, and even singing about it isn't enough. Sometimes we feel like moving and feeling about it. So that's what we're going to do now, a body and heart moment. You are invited to participate as you want and as you are able. I invite you now to close your eyes. In this darkness, imagine yourself as a part of the universe. In the beginning, all was dark. And now imagine the creation of things through a big bang, as we heard in the story earlier. Now there are lights from planets, stars, comets, asteroids. You are invited to use your arms, your hands, and fingers to demonstrate those bodies coming to life. You might use your arms to make an arc for the birth of the sun, or create a still circle to represent a planet. You might use your hands to burst stars into being. You might use your fingers to show the sparkling, draw the path of a comet, or simply point at different things in the sky. But we know the universe is vast and more than you can even imagine, and so keep those arms, hands, and fingers making the stars and the places in the universe. But now open your eyes. Look around and imagine all the other things the universe and everyone else is creating. You are a part of it all. This has been a special time for us to celebrate what it's like to be a part of the universe, of outer space, and among the sparkling stars. Take a deep breath. Bring your hands over your heart, and know this light is within us all. As you remain seated, I hope you will join me in singing song, Where Do We Come From? It has 3 different parts. We're going to go through each part, and then you can choose whichever part you like to sing. Start with the first one. Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? What are we? Where are we going? Where do we come from? And again, you can choose which part, you can switch parts around. The universe is always dynamic. Where do we come from? What a beautiful universe of sound we make. You may have noticed that our friend Jetpig is with us today, of course, with Jetpig's jetpack. They have seen outer space quite a bit, and they had lots of things to say about it. So they worked with me to create a new poem for Big Bang Holiday, and it incorporates all of our UU values, and I will share it with you now. Jetpig now joins us to come celebrate the birth of the universe on this special day. Here comes their words, our values in place, with things that go with them from outer space. With justice we start, like the Milky Way. Diverse stars and planets work together and play. Equity's here, and it's like the night sky. Billions of stars, each with equal light. Okay, not always equal, but it rhymes. Transformation is next, just like the Big Bang, changing, unfolding in new and great ways. Pluralism is up, like the planets on high, all different kinds, some so hot, some made of ice. Interdependence is here, like the planet we share. Earth is our home, we must tend it with care. And now generosity, we must be like the sun, giving warmth to all and light to everyone. We honor our values and space up above, and always remember the center is love. For Big Bang Holiday can be with us each day. Now UU's all over, shout bazinga and hooray! Did I do okay, Jetpig? We gather in love and connection, building on our past, creating the emerging future in each moment. In this circle of love, we bring all of who we are and all of who we are becoming. Here, we deepen our practice of active love, and we offer prayers and wishes on behalf of all beings in this troubled world. Today, we celebrate the origins of the universe, our common heritage and destiny, and the knowledge that we are, everything is, made of the same elements that make up the stars. As astronomer Carl Sagan said, we are all star stuff. When we look up at the sky at night, we gaze up into the ocean of stars from which we have come. Lights that illuminate the universe across time. Perhaps there are also beings looking up at their sky and seeing an ocean of stars, and we are the lights in their universe. Hear these words by writer Lawrence Krauss. The amazing thing is that every atom in your body came from a star that exploded. And the atoms in your left hand probably came from a different star than your right hand. It really is the most poetic thing I know about physics. You are all stardust. You couldn't be here if stars hadn't exploded. They were created in the nuclear furnaces of stars, and the only way they could get into your body is if those stars were kind enough to explode. As part of our celebration, we'd like to offer you all a Stardust blessing. I would like to first offer a blessing to all those on Zoom. May we hold the light within ourselves, shine it for all to see, and when we can, share our light with those in need. We all come from and return to the stars. We are all star stuff. And now for those in the room, may I have my blessing givers to come forward. When the music plays, you're all invited to come forward to one of these folks, hold out the back of your hand like this, either hand, and receive the Stardust blessing. You may begin.
Please rise and bow to your spirit for our closing song, For the Earth Forever Turning. Please join me in our closing words, noting that they are different than usual. And I don't have them right here, so I'm going to have to look with you all. Let us search for new life and hope in our midst. Let us nurture creativity in every form. Let us be reminded that the new insights of the universe are always being made. In this new year, let us be amazed. Please be seated.